from Spider, but has been intercepted, and Whelan runs away for the Melbourne Football Club. He has a bounce, make it 2. Runs to the centre of the green, he can keep going. He has 3. Good shepherding from Ward, so he makes it number 4. Runs the forward 60 now, kicks to the goal square, it'll drop short. Everyone waiting for the bounce. It comes out the Neats, his first shot at goal for 2003. The Coleman medalist likes it, and he has put it right through the middle. Second goal in a row for the Demons.
You mentioned Matthew Whelan, Jared, early in the piece. He is the player that has been earmarked to spend a hell of a lot more time in the middle of the ground. And he's got, I'll tell you what, he's got great leg speed. He is a mini version of Byron Pickett in that he loves hitting bodies and will cause some damage. And as you can see there, his run and carry was second to none. The kick wasn't great, but it created an opportunity. And interestingly, I'm not sure whether it's a tactic or it's just the way it is, they've scored goals from the right-hand forward pocket both sides.
It's kick around the body. The mark has been taken by Brown, who was the original clever player in that piece of play. From outside 50, he kicks to the square. The Hawks have got the numbers back. Neats did very well, kept his feet and should get a free kick. Got it. Well, he had to beat 2 and he did.
I wish we could go back to the best sidestep in this century. Clint Bizzle performed it, although he didn't know he did it.
Exactly, yeah. Joel Smith had him cold there behind, but that effort by Neats is as hard as anything for a forward. To stand under it with 2 on 1, hold your position and then keep front position, he deserves the full 6 points.
He's had 4 shots at goal. 1 goal, 1 behind, 2 out of bounds. He comes in. This time, win not a factor. 15 metres out, distance not a factor. Accuracy is the only factor. And that's not anymore. He put it right through the middle. It's a point the difference.
And right now, the Melbourne side looking rather ominous. It's a big wind advantage. I'm not sure if we can calculate exactly, Gary. You went somewhere between 2 and 4. I think it's probably on reflection closer to the 4 than the 2. And Hawthorn just haven't looked like scoring at the moment.
That individual effort there, Jared, is as good as any mark we'll see today or any goal kick. That is just that's what makes him a great leader and a great competitor, making something from nothing.
On the wing position, good kick. Well.
The criticism of Luke Williams has been his disposal in recent years. He's always been a forward. He's found his spot across half-back, and he's having a fairly good afternoon after an impressive Wizard Cup.
Well, the Melbourne forwards are absolutely bleeding on Jeff White. There was 2 leads from Neats, and Robertson snuck into the square, and now they're going to have to do it 2-on-2. To the goal square it goes. Well, there you go. He made something out of nothing, didn't he, David Neats? Magnificent mark.
Well, we're talking about the Coleman medalist, and I guess when people project forward and say pick your Coleman medalist, not too many had this bloke penciled in again for this year. I tell you what, why you wouldn't, and I'm one of those idiots, needs questioning. He's an imposing figure, David Neats.
He's kicked 2 goals, 1.
And this is going to make it a pretty fair lead for Melbourne, and they're doing it without really Adamuso having a big impact. Kicked 1 goal early, but since then he's been well held.
He's had 5 scoring shots, kicked 2 goals, 1. Or 5 attempts at goal, rather. 3 scoring shots, 2 goals. They make that 3. 2 for the quarter, and the Demons by 17 points.
Just an interesting aside, Gary. Melbourne's had 14 bounces today, and the Hawks are yet to register on the scoreboard. Now, what that means, I'm not sure, but just a little aside.
More space, I think. Particularly someone like Johnson. I watched him again, Jared. He sat out here on his own without anyone near him. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think it's Loney that's gone to him now, but doesn't want to get near him.
Does it mean they're carrying the ball through the midfield a bit more?
And underrated, but will make a name for himself, much the way Bruce has.
Bruce, there he is. Handball out in a tight situation to McDonald, 60 metres from home. Low daisy cutter. Robertson picked it up superbly on the half volley. Shuffled the handball to Heffernan's got time. McDonald, composure needed here. Thought about the handball, comes back on the left. Just happy to sit it on the head of Neats. He was being held. He was being held, but he marked it anyway, David Neats.
I think Nick Riewoldt needs to have a look at David Neats, the way he uses his legs. Look at the strength of the legs there in these man-on-mans now. Saw Riewoldt yesterday. He wanted to get the centre of gravity up in the air, and he lost his strength. He's not as big and as developed as this bloke at the moment, but what a role model in a one-on-one marking contest.
This for the match, Brian?
David Neats, for goal number 4, 20-point lead. Hay, his opponent, still no possessions. Kick on its way is there. Neitz has 4 goals.
There's a great shot, Gary, of Neitz just keeping his centre of gravity low, so he's really maintaining that strength with his legs. And Johnny Hay, he just couldn't get around the big fella.
Yeah, and it was a good decision by James McDonald in the end to just say get it in there and give him a chance. And what you're saying there is exactly right. It was the initial shrug.
Just props, bends at the hips, bends at the knees, keeps the strength low.
Hawthorn supporters were reaching into the picnic basket to find something to throw at the umpire. As the ball goes over the line, does it? No. Whelan keeps it in. From just outside 50, he kicks to the square. Neitz again has been magnificent and kicks the goal.
I tell you what, on a day where we've talked about how hard it has been to score goals, 5 is an outstanding return with still most of the last quarter to be played. He's up against a big, strong body in Jonathan Hay. Time to move Hay for mine, but Whelan close to best on ground. He has had a super day.
We'll love to have a look if we can at that Whelan from behind.
Thought it was out?
I reckon he dragged it back over the line.
The Coleman medalist of 2002, David Neitz, has 5 goals to this stage of the game. He is now the leading goal kicker of round 1.